this was the Homeland Security Task Force meeting that took place today with Secretary Kristi Noem and also AG Pam Bondi, and also Kash Patel was there, and Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War. So I'm going to play some of the clips from that today, some of the highlights.
We're finally treating the cartels as the core national security threat that they really are. The cartels are waging war on America, and just as I promised in the campaign, we're waging war on them like they've never seen before. All you have to do is turn on your television and you'll see what's happening to them. Past administrations have tried to mitigate this threat, and our objective
unless it's
is
mainstream
to eliminate
left television.
We're not mitigating, we're eliminating, we're getting them out. The bad ones we're putting in prison. We hate to do that because that means we're stuck with them for 50 years or more.
For like $50,000 taxpayer dollars a year per inmate.
Seized more than 70 tons of deadly narcotics, along with more than 1,000 illegal guns, and that's just recently. This is already the most successful anti-cartel and anti-gang operation in American history, and it's just getting started. We have incredible people. A lot of them are in this room with us today, and it's an honor to have them. But we're going to not stop until the threat has been fully and completely eradicated.
Yeah, they're going after it from all angles at this point. Secretary Kristi Noem, through the Homeland Security Task Force, President Trump has taken the fight directly to the terrorist cartels, foreign gang bangers, and other evildoers, by taking them off our streets and seizing their assets so Americans no longer have to live in fear and danger. I'm proud to co-lead the Homeland Security Task Force with AG Pam Bondi, the largest coordinated campaign against transnational criminal organizations in U.S. history, and thank President Trump for his ingenious approach to making America safe again.
Mr. President, since the year 2000, we have lost over 1 million Americans to drugs.
A million Americans? Dude, that's more than twice the amount of people that we lost during World War II.
To these cartels.
Holy
that
shit,
have proliferated that kind of a disease on our people and have gone to war with our next generation of Americans. When you signed the executive order that was protecting the American people from invasion, what you did is that you took these cartels and gangs that we've known for decades and you declared them to be what they really are, and that's terrorists. You declared war on them, and you didn't say we were just going to fight them. You said we were going to destroy them. And everybody around this table is so honored to be here to work with you to destroy these terrorists that have been killing Americans for years and getting rich off of it. I'm so proud of the work that was done just in the September surge. You referenced that earlier. We had over 400 operations that went down in those first 43 days of the Homeland Security Task Force in operations that brought, as Pam referenced, 3,200 terrorists to justice, got them off the streets.
3,200.
Sir, we also have had over precursors and chemicals that were brought in. We've had the work at the southern border. We've got Border Patrol here at the table with you. Fentanyl has been cut down by 50% coming into this country over our borders. We've continued to work not just nationally, but internationally and on our maritime borders as well. The ICE agents that have so much violence against them and threats against them, sir, they get up every day ready to work with this task force to be able to keep people safe. And then we've got Coast Guard, who's been doing just a ton of our incredible interdictions out on the seas and the waters in cooperation with operations that you've targeted in the Caribbean with the Department of War. And sir, I just want to thank you for the leadership you put at this table, for your cabinet members, for Stephen Miller, for putting this in place to make sure that what you did when you consolidated the Homeland Security Task Force, you took 1,000 other task forces that were already established in the federal government and you streamlined them into this room, into this group right here, so that we can look at each other in the face every day and say, what's our problem? How do we address it? How do we fix it? And then we go to work together with our arms linked to do exactly what you told us to do. And that's not just protect the American people from invasion, but to kill these terrorists. You gave us the task to eliminate them, destroy them, so that they can't destroy the next generation of Americans. So thank you, sir. Thank you for the people you put around this table.
So we have 1,000 task forces on the federal level. It's crazy how enormous our government is. All right, so I've got this one from Pete Hegseth, but this one's only 44 seconds because I already went through this before because I was having technical difficulties. This one as well. I do have a longer one with Pete Hegseth, which I will play. Let me get to this one first. One more from Kristi Noem. I'm proud to report that the Homeland Security Task Force created under President Trump has already resulted in the arrest of thousands of foreign terrorist cartel members and drug smugglers. Basically everything that we've heard, but she comments further in this clip.
Is so honored to be here to work with you to destroy these terrorists that have been killing Americans for years and getting rich off of it. I'm so proud of the work that was done just in the September surge. You referenced that earlier. We had over 400 operations that went down in those first 43 days of the Homeland Security Task Force in operations that brought, as Pam referenced, 3,200 terrorists to justice, got them off the streets. Sir, we also have had over precursors and chemicals that were brought in. We've had the work at the southern border. We've got Border Patrol here at the table with you. Fentanyl has been cut down by 50% coming into this country over our borders. We've continued to work not just nationally, but internationally and on our maritime borders as well. The ICE agents that have so much violence against them and threats against them, sir, they get up every day ready to work with this task force to be able to keep people safe. And then we've got Coast Guard, who's been doing just a ton of our incredible interdictions out on the seas and the waters in cooperation with operations that you've targeted in the Caribbean with the Department of War. And sir,
well, and just in, what was it, in August, maybe in July, the feds, they seized over 700,000 gallons of precursor material to make methamphetamine with, and they were located in these big 55-gallon oil drums that were in four or five shipping containers, completely stacked to the ceiling with these oil drums that was just filled with that precursor to make meth. It reminded me of in Breaking Bad. Remember that big oil barrel that they were successful in stealing? They barely stole it, but yeah, I believe it was that material that they were smuggling into the United States, which the federal government ended up seizing. It was supposed to go to the cartels, and it was coming from, of course, China. All right, Office of the DNI. Watch DNI Gabbard's full remarks at the White House Homeland Security Task Force Roundtable.
Mr. President, the key reason that you are hearing about these incredible effects is, number one, the team that you've assembled here and the leadership and the tone that you have set, first and foremost, about keeping the American people safe. The intelligence community plays a critical role in being able to support our law enforcement at the federal, state, and local level to make sure that they are armed with actionable intelligence to be able to actually go after those who threaten the safety and security of the American people. Mr. President, under your leadership, for the first time, there is a newly created National Intelligence Fusion Cell at the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, National Counterterrorism, that has a very simple purpose: to make sure that we have two-way intelligence sharing of actionable information between the intelligence community and law enforcement. I want to talk briefly about three successes that we've had just here in the last few weeks, Mr. President, through the success of this interagency fusion cell. Just this last week, our National Counterterrorism Center supported, through actionable intelligence to both U.S. law enforcement as well as Mexican law enforcement, the arrest of a Sinaloa cartel boss, El Plato, in Juarez,
Mexico, reading about that,
as well as his top three money launderers. In a separate and recent successful interagency operation, NCTC worked closely with the U.S. Marshals Service that led to the arrest of another dangerous Sinaloa cartel member responsible for tracking a huge amounts of cocaine and hundreds of thousands of dollars in this single incident with drug proceeds through his network. And I'll say the last example I'll share is probably the most insidious, was providing intelligence to the Mexican law enforcement that led to the arrest of a CJNG cartel-affiliated baby trafficker called La Diabla. Her whole money-making operation was centered around luring pregnant women, performing illegal C-sections, harvesting organs, and selling newborn babies. Mr. President, it's your leadership that has made all of this possible.
Fucking
I can tell you, in the midst of this government shutdown, our folks, like everyone around this table, are working 24/7 without pay and eager to get after this because they believe in your leadership and the mission that you have presented to them.
Good grief, man. I'm glad they caught, what was it, La Diabla? Dude, God's children are not for sale. All right, here we go. This is Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, his full statement. Let's give this a watch.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership. Chief, likewise, Tulsi and Todd and Dan and Pam and Kristi and Stephen and Cash. I mean, I could go around the table. From the Department of War, we are thankful and grateful for the incredible effort that your agencies put in. And we could not be more proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with you, not superficially, not kind of over here, but front and center on the Homeland Security Task Force, right there with you. Because our department has spent over 2 decades defending other homelands.
Dude, they got over 3,000 terrorists.
And if you talk to the
it's a hell of a
troops
start.
down on the southwest border,
Antifa, you're
morale
next.
is sky high and continues to be, because they're proud to be defending their own communities, their own state, and their own country. So when that executive order was signed, the mission was clear: protecting the American people against invasion. And so the Department of War went straight to the southwest border. We still have 10,000 troops there. We have national defense
and I bet going after all these terrorists is probably way more complex than going after Antifa.
100%
They're going to be so sophisticated at this by the time they take down Antifa. It's going to be a walk in the park.
On the offense, counter-cartel operations. And it's not counter-cartel, as was mentioned. These are designated terrorist organizations, foreign terrorist organizations. Our generation spent the better part of 2 decades hunting Al-Qaeda, hunting ISIS. Well, as the president said,
I remember that.
This is the ISIS, this is the Al-Qaeda of the Western Hemisphere. They intimidate, they terrorize, they extort,
fair enough. It's a good way to put it.
The American people. The president's right. Every boat we strike is 25,000 Americans whose lives are saved because of the drugs that were headed in our direction.
I don't know.
So our message to these foreign terrorist organizations is: we will treat you like we have treated Al-Qaeda. We will find you, we will map your networks, we will hunt you down, and we will kill you. And we've seen that evidence
we will
in the
kill you.
maritime domain, whether it's in the Caribbean or in the Pacific with the last 2 strikes. We know exactly who these people are. We know what networks
man, those
they
strikes
work
are even
with,
happening in the
what foreign
Pacific?
terrorist organizations they're a part
I thought they were
of.
just in the
We know
Caribbean.
where they're going, where they originated from, what they're carrying. And they know we know. And that will soon start to change the calculus.
We're just going to do it anyway.
So the critique of this is, of course, as often is the case, wrong. We know our authorities. It's locked tight. And we're going to treat them like foreign terrorist organizations on the offense. So the Department of War is not going to degrade.
Well, they are. They've been designated. They are terrorists.
We're going to defeat and destroy these terrorist organizations to defend the homeland on behalf of the American people, making the jobs of law enforcement safer in the process, making the communities of Americans safer in the process. We think it's a very core mission of the Department of War, and we're proud to be here, Mr.
Well, all I got to say, it's about fucking time, man. It's about damn time that we start actually hunting down the fucking cartels. Because they've been able to run shit like the Wild West for as long as I've been alive, for like friggin' 40 years, probably even longer than that. They've been running drugs and making God knows how many billions of dollars. Like even like from like going back to like the 70s, probably even before the 70s, that they've had these cartels that are running drugs up here. Like Pablo Escobar, how many billions of dollars in just hard cash currency did he have at his disposal? And that was like in the early 90s. Or at least I think it was the early 90s when they took him out. So this is the entire video of the entire meeting, which I've already reposted it, or you can go to @White House to check it out. It's about an hour and a half, or you can go directly to my profile. It's linked in the description if you want to check that out. If you enjoyed the video, I hope you take a quick second to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And check out The Swamp, which drops Monday through Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern, covering the daily happenings inside the federal machine. Thank you very much for watching.